We're Cool Cow Ice Cream, and we're creating an ice cream business in Kigali, Rwanda. And the reason for this is because when I say Rwanda, the first thing that people think of is the 1994 genocide. The issue with this is we believe that people are driven by the identity that they live under, and the fact that Rwanda's national identity is the capacity for human hatred. We feel that's oppressive, and it's dishonest in light of its current flourishing trajectory. So instead of devastation, we want people to think of progression and quality and excellence and adventure. So basically our question to answer is how can we create a space that's empowering to individuals and communities and countries so as to let people redefine their identity into something that they can proudly rest in, something that's soothing to scars that maybe only the international community might see. So at its core, Cool Cow Ice Cream is born to breathe new life into a tormented national identity.
Cool Cow will provide employment to marginalized people groups, particularly women, who need jobs by building on existing infrastructures. We're partnering with an NGO called CARSA, which provides a place for reconciliation to happen between estranged people groups. They also provide farm training and employment opportunities to locals. Cool Cow will provide training in husbandry of dairy cows in collaboration with CARSA. One area of agriculture that CARSA has not already touched upon is husbandry because of the lack of resources needed to do so. As the name of our project implies, dairy is the target, and we offer the infrastructure that will give them the ability to train new farmers. Cool Cow will provide a modern space for natives and tourists to gather and take a break from the hot day with a refreshing and delicious cold treat. As our business model has yet to be proven for the long run, we will cross the river by feeling the stones via a launch in the food truck format. In this instance, children from wealthier families are our primary market, and our research suggests that children are a core demander of ice cream in Kigali. By targeting strategic locations such as affluent private schools, we believe Cool Cow has the potential to create a new market for ice cream on the go.
So this model will allow us to experiment with a number of locations around Kigali and provide some insight into some of our more long-term goals, such as establishing a more traditional brick-and-mortar retail business and the possibility of a wholesale operation once the brand has become established. We believe Kigali to be a strategic location because it's one of the fastest growing economies in Africa and the cultural hub of Rwanda. Now, as economic growth progresses, we see more disposable income available to spend on luxury items, which thus makes a business like ice cream viable for the first time. Financially, fixed costs would be roughly $75,000, and that includes vehicle costs and basic manufacturing capabilities. And running costs for the first year would be about $30,000. Now, due to the nature of the retail ice cream business, 70% gross margins are attainable. And we hope that to use that to our advantage as sales volume increases and these high margins ultimately make the company more profitable. So ultimately, Cool Cow's ability to act as an agent of reconciliation to add economic value and provide return on investment make it a worthwhile venture to pursue. Thank you.
All right, let's have your
Can you guys talk about your team and the positions that you guys play and how, since you're in America, you expect to be doing this in Rwanda?
Sure. So, Justin Copeland, he's the finance guru. Anderson Kennick is the vision guru. Stevie is the growing 6 inches in 1 day guru.
I also just jumped in last minute because I was abroad last semester, but I'm the communications side of it, so I'll help make the video and promotional stuff.
And I'll be helping Justin with marketing as well. Yeah. But as far as operationally, it's going to be Anna with boots on the ground because she's actually going to Kigali this summer.
For what it's worth, this wasn't originally our idea. A couple in Holland with entrepreneurial experience, Norman and Shirley, originally thought of this idea, conducted some of the market research, and they would be the ones, I think, initially launching the venture, hoping to employ Rwandans in the area. And so Anna would be the person from our team there, but I guess the venture would be spearheaded by these two entrepreneurs in the Netherlands.
What is the social impact of this venture?
So basically the focus is, I guess, one of empowerment. So we want it to definitely be sustainable, and so we're going to do that by training local Rwandans. And we're actually, well, Norman and Shirley, who spearheaded this, they are in contact with the ice cream king of Holland. His name is Yo. And so he's gonna train Rwandans to not only make their own quality ice cream, but we're hoping that we can train like proper managerial skills. So they can run our ice cream business, but if they move on, they can start their own business and be their own entrepreneur.
You want to add to that? Okay, so as a finance guy, the other thing too that we really like to hit on is it is creating jobs and thus creating wealth in this nation. But I think there's a level of dignity that is associated with this. As we said, Kigali is growing economically, and I think one of the strengths of this is that it is a luxury item, and it is at least initially targeted to wealthier Rwandans. And there is some sort of dignity that as the economy grows, the economy is going to grow into a business like this because it is aimed at a bit of the wealthier, more affluent crowds. And I think there is something special about being able to provide that to a culture that can now have a sense of pride in its economic development and its progress in that regard.
One question about competition. Have you looked at the area and what other ice cream vendors are there? I remember hearing that there might be some Ben & Jerry's going in the area, so that might affect your business.
Yes, Ben & Jerry's is our main competitor. They have massive costs associated with making their ice cream in Vermont or wherever they make it and freezing it all the way over to Rwanda. So we have a massive cost advantage over them.
So basically, if you go to a supermarket and you buy a pint of Ben & Jerry's, it's going to come out to about $16, and you get, so 8 per pint. So basically, for us, if you get 2 scoops out of our ice cream truck, it's going to be about $3.
Yeah, I think it's important to mention too, this isn't, I guess the model was targeted at developing a very high level of ice cream. And I think that, so in that regard, it is a fair comparison to say something like Ben & Jerry's would be a similar quality to what we're hoping to produce. So the cost difference isn't really is based on a difference in quality necessarily. So yeah, for what it's worth, the ice cream market is almost non-existent in Rwanda at the moment.
Thank you very much.